share a little bit about what's going on with MiExperanza, our project in Honduras. And we've had another great year thanks to so many people believing in what we do and sharing in that opportunity to serve others. We have a nonprofit organization in Honduras, and we have a training center there, and we offer opportunities for free education for women of poverty. And these are the women that live, if you can imagine, I know you've all seen the pictures on TV of the poverty areas around this world. And we are able to go into those areas, develop relationships in those communities, and serve them in various ways. But my passion and my favorite thing that we do is offer this education opportunity. They can come to our center, and we have classes in sewing where they can come in and learn to sew. And what they do is they learn the sewing technique from the very basic beginnings. They learn first how to make a pattern. Okay, so I know all of us in home ec classes, we never learned how to make patterns. We might have learned how to sew, but we didn't learn how to make patterns, which is pretty cool. What it does, it develops them. I mean, when they are finished with our class, they are tailors. And they are able to go into the city and find jobs or into the in other areas, and they can also start a business in their own home.
Oh, yeah.
So part of what we do is we make small business loans to them. If they want to start a business in their home, then we lend them the money to buy a sewing machine and their first supplies, and then they pay that money back. We also have computer classes, and these tend to be more popular with the younger generation. And it's just such a joy to see these young women in there learning everything that they need to know to be able to go into, there's a lot of tourism in Tegucigalpa in our area, and offices and stuff where they get jobs. The third area of our program that we offer classes in is beauty school, our beauty school. And they can come in and they learn everything they need to know to be able to work in a salon in the city, which there are a lot of those, manicures, pedicures, hair cutting, styling, and we've introduced a color, part of color, you know, they're learning how to do some color as well. So these girls do an internship in salons around the city before they graduate from our program. So they really have a lot of experience to base, you know, either their interview process in seeking a job or in beginning a business in their community. So again, we'll provide them with a small business loan if they want to start a business in their home. We had one woman, we gave her a loan and she bought a chair. Okay, then the next time we came back to visit her, she bought a mirror and some other supplies. The next time, she had bought ceramic, was buying ceramic tile to tile her floor of her salon, you know, to make it nicer. We have found that by giving these women these opportunities that they learn that we are doing this because we believe in them. Okay, and it's a desire in our hearts that God has placed there to not do everything for them, but to enable them to do it for themselves. And just if we give them that little bit of an opportunity and a lot of faith in them and a lot of encouragement through our classes, they're able to make a difference in their little spot in their world. The other thing that comes about from that is that their children watch their moms going through this process, okay? And the moms learn so much of going through the process of receiving an education that it makes their children's education more important to them. So it's one of our goals to lift the whole family up. And that's what we do. And then we hire some of our sewing students, and we have a lot of fun designing products and fabrics and all of that. And I grew up here. I'm actually one of the Rieger girls. And remember 4-H, I remember my home ec classes and everything, you know, and went on to learn quilting, love of fabric. And we design these great products that we sell then in events around the United States. And that's how we raise our funding for our program there in Honduras. And we do events around the country, and right now this week we're at Rieger's Farm, and my sister Mary always has a display at the market there with some of our products. And but we're out there, we were out there yesterday, we'll be out there all day today, and we'll be at IUP actually this week, Monday, Tuesday at least, for their international week as well. We have a table set up there.
Well, that's awesome. How many years have you been doing this?
Do you know what's really crazy cool is that this will be our 10th year coming up.
10 years, congratulations.
I know.
10 years, that's
awesome. Yeah.
And you're at Rieger's out there, Rieger's Farm, 10 to 5. You were there last week, and
11 to 4 actually.
11 to 4, and it's every Saturday in October you're going to be there.
I won't be there personally, but we do have our products in. I will be there today. We do have our products in the market, so you can always go there and purchase it, or go during the week, you know, when it's a little less hectic. And but we have a great website, and we have an online store where you can shop. And part of our appeal to people is that they're shopping with a purchase, purchasing with a purchase.
Let me ask you something. You've been doing this great work. And I know you gave me a cross a few years ago.
I know, and I forgot. I was going to bring you one this morning.
We'll get one.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful cross. What's the website?
www.thewomenofmyhope.org.
And that's what MiExperanza means.
MiExperanza means my hope.
My hope.
Yes.
It's great work,
Yeah.
and Janet, thank you for what you do. We're going to have you back before you leave.
Okay.
Again, just an update on that. And I guess Karen will be coming in later to talk about it. Lindbergh, and you are on the board, and you are a grant writer.
Yes.
And isn't that fun, writing grants?
I love it, if I get the money.
Oh, okay.
And it's discouraging. This year has been a many turndowns because monies have been eliminated in many areas, and the focus has remained in the United States.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that you don't continually to pursue.
Okay.
And the joy of a grant is when you get that notice that says, oh, you've received this money.
Okay.
And basically our grants are always very focused.
Okay.
Last year, well, 2 years ago, we focused on money for the teachers.
Okay.
And we received enough money to pay for everybody's wages for the whole year, which was really wonderful for our organization.
Okay.
And last year, the grant focused on 2 areas. One was opening another sewing school. And I asked for monies for a play and learning center also at that school, because many times they bring their children and there's nothing for them to do. And they're wonderful though. I mean, they're so well disciplined, but I felt that it was an opportunity for education. We did not get that part of the grant, but we did get money to completely set up a beautiful sewing center. And we have wonderful pictures. It's magnificent. And this year we focused on setting a cosmetology center in place. And that has happened. We got partial grant. And I have a church that actually has been generous about sponsoring once a month. So all that money has just been focused on the cosmetology center this year. And so hopefully I'll be able to go in, partially set it up, and then I have to actually write another grant. It's due by January. So I'm always looking for funds. And as I meet people, you know, they'll say, what do you do? And then they'll say, well, you know, about this foundation. And I was just told about another foundation, which I am going to pursue. And it's really interesting as my friends contribute in odd ways. Like we have a Rotary in Missouri that is actually going to work with my friend. And she's going to make sports blankets for them. And then she's going to give her share to MiExperanza. So everybody works in their own way, but it's for the whole good, and it just comes back to educate the women. And if I could put a plug in for another project, I'm asking seniors to think about their senior project, because my granddaughter and her friend actually chose their senior project as raising money for uniforms and actually procuring items for the school in Honduras that I generally work with when I go in. And they were able to get probably about $1,000 worth of school supplies, and they actually obtained $700.22 for school uniforms. And so I've already, you know, notified the principal, and she's so excited. And she has already started to disseminate those uniforms for children, so there will be more children able to go to school, which is so exciting, because there the rule is if you don't have a uniform, you can't go to school. So I would ask seniors to think about that project, you know, to focus on that, because it's a great way of really giving back. Great.
Well, thank you very much. And Karen, what's the website again?
It is thewomenofmyhope.org. That's www.thewomenofmyhope.org.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
And we're going to have you guys come back to talk a little more.